So, we have Portal Fantasy, and just quickly before we get into this one, a massive thank you to Keymailer for giving me a key to play the game. So, this game is a creature collector. You are going to be taken on an RPG adventure, and you are going to be collecting creatures known as Porbles. If you have played any sort of Pokemon game, you're going to kind of understand what this is like. And I say that because one of the main ways of coming across wild Porbles is by walking through tall grass. And instead of getting Pokeballs to catch the Porbles, you still weaken them and everything to make your catching chances higher. But instead of the Pokeballs, you use scrolls. And you get different rarities of the scrolls, so they have a higher capture chance and things like that. And you're gonna basically start the game with what's known as a starter Porble. You're going to be given a choice between fire, grass and water. And they do take you on an adventure in this game, but there's just something about it that kind of, this game is definitely up my alley, but I'm going to say that it's not the strongest game in its, style and in the genre. And I don't say that because of Pokemon or anything like that. It's just in this game, you start off, you go and you eventually make it to the academy. It's in a place called Valeria. And when you get there, you're going to start getting quests. And you get to pick your starter. Then you're sent out, you go to other locations. You capture new Porbles, you level them up. The level cap is currently 70. But they've chucked a random bunch of traps in this game. And I feel as though they're there for no reason. They are just the most annoying thing. You're going to have these pits that are like the void. So it's going to create some sort of sense of platforming. You've got to jump across to the bits where there are where there is land. And if you miss, you fall down this pit. And it's just going to spawn you on the most recent platform you was on. And it's going to deal a little bit of damage. But your character is synchronized with the Porbles that are in your party. And let's just say it's not one of the void pits. Let's say it's a spike trap or this. I'm going to say a circular saw blade trap. If you get hit by one of them, it's going to deal 10 damage. Towards the start of the game, you've only got about mid-40s to low 50s for your HP. And what happens is, when you walk over one of these spike traps, and you take damage from it, it's going to damage your Porbles. So let's just say you walk over a circular saw blade trap 5 times. And let's say one of the Porbles in your party has 48 health. That Porble is going to faint. Then what happens, because you are synchronized with your Porbles in your party, is if all of them faint, you're going to faint as well, and it's going to send you back to Valeria. So let's say you're 2/3 of the way through a map, and all of your Porbles faint through combat and the traps they put in the game. You're going to faint, you're going to wake up in the main town, you're going to have to go back to the portal, and you're going to have to go all the way through again. And I feel it's unnecessary to have that sort of stuff. There's no need to have them things in the game. And not only that, the combat in this one, it's okay. It's decent, but it does get to the point quite early where it becomes repetitive. You'll notice that the attacks are very similar. They might just have a different animation or a different name. They feel very samey. But that doesn't make this one a bad game. The weird thing about this, though, you don't often see this with games, at least the ones I play anyway, and that is, this is a full release on Steam, but they have a roadmap. They have story continuations they want to add in the game at a later date. There are only 3 stages to the roadmap, 2 extras, and then launch is classed as a stage as well. But I find it weird because it's normally early access games or even live service games that have roadmaps. I don't often personally see a full release come with a roadmap. For this roadmap, they've got the launch in April, and it says there's a full story-rich adventure with quests and hidden secrets. There are 47 capturable wild Porbles to collect and evolve to Majesty 2. There are 25 that you can evolve to Majesty 3. There are over 100 unique skills and attacks, even though it doesn't feel like that. The level cap is set at 70. There are thousands of bonus combos with craftable augmentations, gear and familiars. And there are 21 unique wilderness maps across 7 biomes. Then in Stage 1, versions 1.x, they want to add new wilderness maps to explore, new evolutions, new Porbles are going to join the roster, new passives to mix and match, and PvP battles. Then when they get get to stage 2, which is the last thing on the roadmap, this is version 2.0. They want to have a story continuation with brand new adventures, and they want you to be able to discover the outer realms where mysterious new biomes await. I don't know if it's just me, or does that feel like early access? So yeah, I'm going to say that's a little bit weird, but one really, really good thing about this game, the devs have put a note on their Steam store page. The game is playable offline. You do not need an internet connection to play. However, it does say, on your first run, your system may request a connection permission, and that is used for current features that require online verification with their servers, such as redeeming referral codes and painting your Porbles, and it'll be the same for future features like PvP. You can choose to reject the connection and the game will still run, but you won't have access to Porble painting, referral codes, and PvP later down the line. So you can play this game entirely offline, which is fantastic. And even if it does feel a little bit like, oh, I've done this all before, I love running through long grass, getting a battle with a random Porble, lowering their health, capturing them, leveling them up, evolving them, doing all of the different augmentations and stuff. The gameplay is very fun. So to answer the question, is it worth buying? I'm going to say yes, but I'm going to say my recommendation is to wait for a bit of a discount on it. It's launched with a 10% discount. It's £16 RRP, and it's got a 10% launch discount, so it's like £14.40, about $16, $17 or something like that. But I think this should be maybe 20 or 30% cheaper. However, no matter when you buy it, the price is not going to increase. So if you're not desperate to play it, it's probably a good idea to wait for a sale. And I believe the roadmap's going to come in free of charge. There's not going to be like all these paid updates and things like that. Like, I don't think it's coming in as expansions, DLC or anything like that. I think the roadmap is going to be free updates. I'm not entirely sure. And they've also said everything is subject to change. So who knows what's actually going to happen. But I think overall, the gameplay is good. It is entertaining. Like, you are going to enjoy your time on this game. However, it does become stale quite quick. And I feel that the traps and some of the puzzle mechanics and stuff are almost entirely unnecessary. I don't think they needed to be in the game. I think the story, the RPG adventure alone would have been good enough, but that's not to say it's a bad game. I did enjoy this one. My recommendation is to buy it, although I would also recommend to maybe wait for a little bit of a sale, like 20-30% off or something like that. But yeah, that is my opinion and my thoughts on Portal Fantasy. And what we are going to do is leave that video there. Let me know your thoughts and stuff about this game in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope you enjoyed it.